Thank you, Annie, for this comment. It kind of confirms my suspicion that you might just be a nice person. I'm sure if we sat down together, we would have a lot to talk about, and we would indeed learn a lot from each other. Now, if you look at my page, you will notice that I do a lot of videos about these subjects, and I certainly write about them in my book. Fraud, disinformation, cultism, grift, pseudoscience, and so on. And the reason I do this is mainly two reasons. First of all, I was in a cult, so I'm probably more sensitive than most people to these things. And second of all, more importantly, there is, as you may know, a sort of slippery slope or a pipeline that leads from New Age spirituality, or conspirituality as it's being called, to far-right politics. So one might start out with disinformation and pseudoscience, and suddenly one is into conspiracy theories, and conspiracy theories are almost always anti-Semitic or bigoted in some way, and then pretty soon you're raiding the Capitol like the QAnon shaman. Now, in terms of quantum woo, the initial comment that I left on your video was, quantum physics and spirituality do not mix. Now, maybe that was just me being provocative, which is something that I do, but what I should have said is quantum physics and spirituality do not mix well, because I do acknowledge, as many people do, that there is a confluence, an overlap between the two disciplines, and that overlap basically suggests that there is an interconnected unity of all things, a dynamic unity. And to me, that is a fundamental spiritual truth. In fact, you don't even need to delve into quantum physics to understand that. It is apparent in nature at large, dynamic, interconnected unity of all things. So in terms of quantum physics, there are definitely some very weird things that happen at the subatomic level. Acausal, non-local, atemporal, all of this weird stuff that happens that does not happen in the world at large. That is not to say that it just should be the explanation for everything that's weird and inexplicable. One of the other things about quantum physics is that it is hopelessly complicated, notoriously so. Even people who are working in the field barely understand it. And they're using all this super high-level mathematics and posing questions that most of us would not even understand. And this is why I asked, are you a quantum physicist? Are you actively working in the field? Are you doing research? Are you doing experiments with particle accelerators? Are you writing research papers? Are they being submitted and published in peer-reviewed journals, etc.? And to be clear, doing research, at least to me, does not include reading quantum physics books by popular New Age authors like Deepak Chopra and Joe Dispenza, and even the OG authors like Fritjof Capra and Gary Zukav. The problem with these layperson authors who make this connection between quantum physics and spirituality is that they dramatically overstate the case. They take something that is essentially true and then just twist it and warp it and make it fit their worldview and make it apply to basically anything paranormal, anything metaphysical, anything woo that they can possibly think of. And that, of course, is pseudoscience, which I believe cheapens both science and spirituality, which are both, to me, very sacred practices. I think we need science to tell us what is true and to feed our brain, and we need spirituality to feed our soul. Anyway, have a great day.